In the early 90s, a war broke out between two giants. One, Nintendo, the other, Sega. This fight would go on for many years, though today only one stands victorious. Armed with their mascots, Mario and Sonic, the two titans battled fiercely for the hearts and wallets of gamers everywhere. Nintendo, with its legacy of polished adventures and timeless franchises, stood as the elder statesman of the industry. Sega, bold and rebellious, came charging in with attitude and speed and a drive to dethrone the king. Console after console, game after game, the war raged on. The Super Nintendo clashed against the Genesis. The Nintendo 64 met the Saturn. The GameCube faced the Dreamcast. But as the dust settled and the new millennium dawned, Sega, worn down by costly missteps and fierce competition, fell back from the battlefield, shifting from hardware warrior to software ally. Meanwhile, Nintendo, scarred yet resilient, continued marching forward, innovating and evolving with each generation. Today, Nintendo remains a pillar of gaming, while Sega lives on in a different form. Its legacy forever tied to those fiery years where the console wars burned the hottest. Two forces once locked in mortal combat, now part of the same story, the history of gaming. But let's roll back the clock. Despite being at the forefront of 16-bit gaming, Nintendo and Sega did something vastly different with their consoles. Sound. Nintendo had partnered with Sony for their sound chip, while Sega opted to work with Yamaha. At the time, Yamaha was the major player in the world of electronic music, crafting synthesizers and keyboards that dominated studios and stages alike. Their experience gave the Sega Genesis a very particular edge. A gritty, punchy, almost rock band quality to its sound. The Genesis didn't just play music, it shredded it. Meanwhile, Nintendo's partnership with Sony gave the Super Nintendo a different flavor. The SNES sound chip was designed for lush, orchestral soundscapes, allowing for rich, layered compositions that felt cinematic and warm. Games like Final Fantasy VI and The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past used this tech to deliver sweeping, emotional scores that stuck with players long after the console powered down. Two systems, two philosophies. One aimed for raw energy and attitude, the other for depth and emotion. But in today's video, we'll be taking a look at Chipsyn MD, another plugin from Plogue.
I am once again talking about a Plogue plugin.
This plugin is a painstaking recreation of the classic Sega Genesis sound, capturing all the grit, warmth, and unique character of the original Yamaha YM2612 and SN76489 chips.
987-413.
Chipsyn MD doesn't just emulate the sounds, it faithfully models the quirks and limitations of the hardware, letting you create authentic 16-bit tracks straight from your door. From huge bass lines and crunchy leads, metallic bells to the unmistakable FM grit, it's all here. We'll dive into its features, explore some presets, and of course I'll share with you some of the songs I've written using this plugin. So, whether you're chasing that classic Sonic vibe, or you just want to inject some retro flavor into your productions, you're going to want to check this out. Let's jump in. Okay, here we are inside Chipsyn MD. Like last time, I'm just going to go over a few of the features and just quickly blast through that so I can get to the part where I show you some of the music that I've written using this plugin. So right out the gate, we're presented here, which is your A panel, and you have a B panel for your other sort of sounds that you make, which can all be sort of layered here in the stack window, which is great. And last time on the SFC thing, I didn't really show you how the sort of implementation of video game music worked with these particular plugins, but this time I'm going to jump straight into that and show you exactly how it's done. So here I've got a couple of games. I've got Comic Zone and I've got Sonic 2. Inside here, we have all the different songs from the games. And let's start out with some famous ones from Sonic. Obviously, Emerald Hill Zone from Sonic 2. So what this does is it allows you to solo some of these sounds. I'll give you an example so you can see what I'm talking about. So there we have the soloed bass, right? And then we've got some of the lead sounds. And there we have the kick and the snare, the drum sounds. What this plugin allows you to do is allows you to sort of extract those sounds and then use them to play around yourself. So say if we wanted the bass sound, fantastic sound. So what I've done there is I've copied it to A and B, which means these now are recreating that particular bass sound. And when I play the keyboard, we have that sound. This is so unique and so awesome of a feature that I think it's just, you can't really beat this if you're trying to write music for Mega Drive or Genesis. It's unbeatable. This is, for me, the perfect Mega Drive plugin. So what else is there to really say other than, we'll take a look at some of the presets. Let's take a listen to some of the bells. I've used this particular one in productions along with this one. There's a song that I wrote, I think it's called When You Can't Think of a Song Title. This particular patch was kind of the main instrument driving that track. So as I say, I've been using these plugins for a long time, and I really do think this is fantastic. But you have really distinctive, original sounding and recognizable sounding things. It's just great. It's just great. We have all sorts of different presets built in too. So we've got basses, bells, strings and brass, drums. The drums are actually really interesting. You have full drum kits too. So it's just that's a full drum kit that you can just play around with. What else do we have? We have some effects, which is nice. Very recognizably Mega Drive. If that doesn't scream like 80s and 90s, I don't know what does. Yeah, we have lots and lots and lots of things that you can play around with. I'm not going to go over all these different things because you should explore them yourself. You should be able to check this stuff out yourself. It's great fun to just play around with. Again, the main feature for me here is the VGM player, which means you can extract the particular sounds from the different songs. And also, you can just listen to the music if you want. I don't want to get copyright striked. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you some of the songs that I've written using this plugin, and you can be the judge on whether you think it sounds Genesis, Mega Drive enough. But I had a lot of fun making it. So let's go check those out. Hello. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Are there any other plugins you'd like me to cover? Let me know in the comments. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon.